If we think of who is rewarded in an academic setting, it is often those who receive the highest grades, essentially those who are smartest. Let us see what an American developmental psychologist has to say about the multiple intelligence. Howard Gardner of Harvard has identified 8 distinct intelligences. This theory has emerged from recent cognitive research and documents the extent to which students possess different kinds of minds and therefore learn, remember, perform, and understand in different ways. We will talk about this intelligence on the next slide. First is the linguistic intelligence. This intelligence includes the ability to effectively use language to express oneself rhetorically or poetically, and language as a means to remember information. Next is logical mathematical intelligence. In Howard Gardner's words, it entails the ability to detect patterns, reason deductively, and think logically. This intelligence is most often associated with scientific and mathematical thinking. Musical intelligence. It encompasses the capacity to recognize and compose musical pitches, tones, and rhythms. According to Howard Gardner, musical intelligence runs in an almost structural parallel to linguistic intelligence. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence entails the potential of using one's whole body or parts of the body to solve problems. It is the ability to use mental abilities to coordinate bodily movements. Howard Gardner sees mental and physical activity as related. Spatial intelligence involves the potential to recognize and use patterns of wide space and more confined areas. Interpersonal intelligence is concerned with the capacity to understand the intentions, motivations, and desires of other people. It allows people to work effectively with others. Educators, salespeople, religious and political leaders, and counselors all need a well-developed interpersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence entails the capacity to understand oneself, to appreciate one's feelings, fears, and motivations. In Howard Gardner's view, it involves having an effective working model of ourselves and to be able to use such information to regulate our lives. Naturalist intelligence. A person with naturalistic tendencies is someone who has the ability to understand, enjoy, and nurture plants and/or animals. The broad spectrum of students, and perhaps the society as a whole, would be better served if disciplines could be presented in a number of ways and learning could be assessed through a variety of means. Going on to our next slide, I had completed an online multiple intelligence test. There are a series of questions but you need to be honest in choosing your answer that best describes you. The result of the test will really depend on how you honestly answer those questions. Now, back to my result. I picked my 3 strongest multiple intelligence. I picked musical, intrapersonal, and visual spatial intelligence. Next slide will show you some of the examples to describe my strength. For my intrapersonal, you're able to distinguish among your own feelings, build accurate mental models of yourself, and draw on these models to make decisions about your life. People with this strength are found in all walks of life. So, in my opinion, I believe that intrapersonal intelligence could be and can be developed through life experiences. For example, when my instructor gave us this assignment, I know at first that I wanted to do my presentation using Prezi. First, I made a plan, and then I downloaded the application. I draft and laid out my presentation, gather all the information that is going to be inside my presentation. I review it, and then when I saw that it was good, I handed in my assignment to my instructor. For my visual and spatial, you're able to perceive visual and spatial information. You create effective mental pictures. Architects, artists, and engineers have this intelligence. I think with my visual and spatial intelligence, I think I have acquired this intelligence through my father. My father really loved to draw and paint. I remember growing up watching him paint or draw. Sometimes he would ask me to help him paint, and he will just give me a paintbrush and I will just do whatever I wanted to paint. So next slide will show you my drawing. I made this when I was 5 to 6 months pregnant, and I used a regular crayon and coloring pencils on this drawing. So I made a bathroom drawing, and this is a drawing of a bedroom too, and a house. This is a 3D model of a house and a 3D model of a bedroom. I use AutoCAD 3D software on these drawings, and this was made when I was in the Philippines. For my musical intelligence, I made a short video because I really loved music, though I don't have a formal training training for guitar and voice lessons, things like that. But I really love to play guitar and I really love to sing. So here's the video of me playing the guitar.
Okay.
Next slide would be the reference. And these are all the reference I used in my presentation. And this is the end of my